Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the DSP Morning Show, live here on DSP Gaming. How is everyone this morning? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for some retro vibes today, something very different on the channel, because I rarely do retro content when you really think about it. The vast majority of content that I do here on this channel is modern gaming, whether it's a brand new hot release, whether it's an indie game that just hit the scene. Usually, we are doing something fresh off of the line. But today, it's retro time as we go down memory lane and we explore Nintendo's history, right? We're actually going to be checking out the new version of Virtual Boy in whatever capacity we possibly can, because it may not be as was originally planned, which is fine. As you know here, we make lemonade out of lemons. And so if the Virtual Boy thing ends up becoming a flop and we can't do much with it, that's fine. We could jump into other retro stuff. In fact, the whole idea here is that since I'm going to be paying extra to unlock the Virtual Boy content with the Nintendo Switch Online Premium Edition or whatever they call it, I want to actually see what kind of content is available on there, because for my knowledge, there's a ton. There's supposed to be NES, Super NES, N64, GameCube, Game Boy, and apparently with this premium service, even more games available from other consoles too. I think there's some Genesis stuff and stuff on there. So it's going to be interesting. I've never actually seen that content. I never had the premium edition. So we're going to check it out today. Is it worth your dollar to spend the extra money to have this library of games? We'll check it out live and make that determination, right? And on top of all of that, it'll be cool because we'll be able to see what games are on there and what potentially we would want to do for the upcoming Retro Marathon. If you're not aware, on March 6th, I'm going to be doing a Retrothon where I'm going to be playing just old games all day long. And we may actually today take a look at some of these games on the Nintendo Switch Online and say, oh, these will all be good ones for that marathon. So there you go. Very nice. Apparently there's another one. That's weird. The real lesbian haircut. What happened to the old Phil's lesbian haircut? I didn't, for the record, I haven't taken any actions. So I don't know why there's another one, but there you go. Anyway, how's everyone doing this morning? It is Tuesday, the 17th of February, 2026, and I'm here to chill. Well, I'm actually here early. I'm here way early compared to when I would usually start with the morning show, because I want to, do a lot of content today with the retro stuff. So I figured let's start early, let's hang out for a bit, build up attendance a bit, and then we'll jump into the Virtual Boy and or other Nintendo Switch Online content, okay? So how's everyone? Let's see who we got today. We've got Norexadev, Johnny Roast Beef, AJ Curtis, The Don Toothpick Tom, Jack Hoff, Val Hopes, Real Orange Dumpling, interesting name, John Stranger, Goten Black, Kimikaze, excuse me. Who else do we got? Free JT, Llama. Who else do we got here? John Nipper is here today. Yurishi, Game Dude, Freezed Diamond, A Moody Cow, Dan the Man, Nothing Here. Guitar Player, how's it going, man? Celebrating 56 months as a member of this channel. Tremendous. Thank you, Guitar Player. You're coming up on your 5th anniversary as a member of DSP Gaming on YouTube. Thank you so much for that, man. Good to have you. So, Norexadev just did a £2 super chat and says, I won't be able to eat tomorrow, but I'm glad to support. Well, the truth is, Norexadev, if you were going to only be able to buy a £2 meal, it wasn't going to be good anyway. You might as well just go eat dirt. So, thank you for the first super chat of the day. Appreciate that. Thanks for the first super chat of Tuesday. Alrighty. Who do we got on the kick side? Today we have Menu Gaming, Quarmonth, Unemployed Lurker, Protect Trans Kids just did 100 kicks. That's our first kicks of the day. Something's making noise on the other end of my room. I don't know what it is. But it must be like something being blowing in the window. But no one. I have to look at it if it keeps making that noise. Who else we got today? Username already taken, Pot of Greed, Rowdy Rodney Trotter, Penguin Soldier, January Riots, Spoons, Buckwell, Pot of Greed, and more. Starboy, how are you? What's up, everybody? You had poor £4 saved up for a meal. Now you've decided to just give 2 to me. I mean, to be honest, in the UK, everything's super expensive, right? Like, what on earth could you buy for a meal for £4? Real question, actually. Could you walk into any restaurant in the UK right now and with £4 actually get yourself a meal? I'm just curious. I'll tell you, if you had $4 here, I mean, £4 is actually about $5, $6 here. You couldn't get a meal here. You could maybe get one item off the menu that would not be filling anywhere you go. Maybe you could walk into a 7-Eleven and you could get, like, the rock hard hot dog that's been spinning on the thing all day. Disgusting. Starboy, thank you for 100 kicks. Appreciate that, Starboy. Thank you so much for that. What's going on, Sky Jogger? He says, I'm on lunch break, but I'm going to watch you on break before I go back to the grind. Well, good to have you here for as long as you can be here. Roy Barnes says, Papa John's has a new dessert you can pair with the pan pizza. Do they have a new dessert? Really? Let's see. Let's take a look. That is true. The one affordable meal in the United States is that Costco still has their $1.50 hot dog combo, which is a hot dog with a soda for $1.50. That's true. One of the rarest actual food deals possible. So there's the pan pizza. If you mean the salted caramel blondie, Jesus, it's $11. It's $11 to order a rich dessert bar made with brown sugar and caramel chips, balanced with a touch of sea salt. $11 for a fucking brownie at Papa John's? Jesus, there better be like 17 brownies in the bag. What the Well, thank you for telling me, Roy. I think what we're going to do next week, let's do the Wendy's that we said we were going to do. Because we've been talking for like a month about doing the new Wendy's chicken tenders. So I think next week we'll do the chicken tenders with all of their dipping sauces. We'll try every sauce with the tenders, okay? So let's do that, get that done, because the other thing is, I wanted to do something that anyone can do, and Wendy's is so prominent. Like, you can go to a Wendy's anywhere. So let's do a more common thing. And then after that, maybe we'll do a less common thing. So let's do Wendy's next week. Maybe we'll do Papa John's after that. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, what is making this noise? Oh, I think I know what it is. Give me 1 second. Got it. It was my oscillating fan. Every once in a while, if it positions a certain way, it makes a clicking sound when it reaches its full turn one direction. So I just beat it up. Seriously, I just like repositioned it, slapped it, and now it stops making the noise. There you go. Okay. What will I be playing first on Virtual Boy? I have no idea because I don't know what games are available besides I know Wario and Tetris are on there today. Supposedly, today there's 7 games on Virtual Boy. They're supposed to add more in like a month or 2 months, and then by the end of the year, they're claiming to have the whole library up. Plus, they're claiming they're going to add a whole bunch of features like changing the colors of the Virtual Boy. Like right now, as you can see, I have lit my office, my studio here, to look like the Virtual Boy. So even though you may not be able to see the games today because of the way they designed this thing, at least you can imagine you're inside of it by just looking at the color scheme here, right? But later this year, they're supposed to make it the way that you can recolor it. So instead of being red and black, it can now be blue and black or green and black or, pink and black. Not that you would want that either. Probably still go blind, but apparently you'll be able to do that. So we'll see what I'm going to play today depending on what's available. The thing is, if you can't see it and hear it, I'm not going to do it for very long. Like, I might play 2 games just to test the thing and tell you what I think, and that's it. I'm not going to waste an entire stream with this thing on my eyes and you staring at me with using it, but you can't see it. Like, what's the point? And again, that's how short-sighted Nintendo is. They just don't know what the hell they're doing, but everyone will praise them, right? Oh, what a great idea, the Virtual Boy. Hey, can anyone see it? No. Oh, that was a good idea. Yellow and black, there you go. You could call it the B-Boy. Pretend like you're a buzzing bee. Spoon says you have to try Mario Clash. Isn't Mario Clash the game that's basically the original Mario Brothers? Before it was Super Mario, it was that he was a plumber in a basement trying to kill crabs and turtles and bugs and things. I think that's what it is. No, Broden says, can you not plug the Switch in? It stays open, right? Can it be ran to your PC? So here's the thing. Here's how it works. A lot of people don't understand how this thing works. The Virtual Boy games are going to be its own app area in the Switch 2 or Switch, because you could actually do it on both. Much like how right now there's an app for the NES games. There's an app for the Super NES games. It's its own app in there, okay? Now, the way it works, you open the app, you select the game, then you're expected to take your Switch or Switch 2 physically, remove the Joy-Cons from the side, lift it up, and put it inside of your Virtual Boy unit, whether you bought the cheap cardboard box version or the expensive plastic stand version, which is the one that I have, okay? Once it's in there, then you're supposed to take those Joy-Cons, in your hands as the controller, you're supposed to put your head up to the unit, and then you can play the Virtual Boy through the two lenses that are actually in the stand, okay? So technically, you're still playing the Switch, but you're playing it through these lenses that are going to give you the 3D effect. Without the lenses, you won't get the 3D effect, okay? Now, you might say, well, could you plug in your Switch another way to capture while you're using this stand? No. The way that they designed the stand, the actual stand, the plastic of it, is under your Switch at the USB port where you would normally plug it into the dock to capture the video. So there's no way, even if you had bought a third-party capture device that captures video from USB-C for this thing, it still wouldn't work because you can't reach the port. They've purposefully blocked the port with the stand that you have to use to play Virtual Boy, okay? So then you might say, well, could you just play it without 3D? Couldn't you just keep the Switch docked in its dock and just open the Virtual Boy app and play it via there? You would think so. That makes logical sense, doesn't it? Well, forget the 3D. If I want the 3D, I'll use the stand. But if I just want to play these games, you know, for myself or stream them, capture them, I'll just plug this into the dock, right? Right? But from what everyone was saying last night, people across the globe were getting this app early because, you know, like in New Zealand and shit, they're like 12, 15 hours ahead. People were saying, oh, no, it doesn't work. If you try to open the Virtual Boy app when docked, it says error. This app can only be used when in free mode. So you have to remove your Switch from the dock to have Virtual Boy load, which means you can never play it on your TV, you can never play it on a monitor, and you can never capture or stream Virtual Boy ever. Does that make sense? No. Not at all. In no way, shape, or form would that make sense. Like, there's no reason to design it like that. It serves no purpose, but apparently that's actually how they designed it. So, if that's the case, that's what I mean. We're not going to be doing Virtual Boy coverage for very long on this stream. Maybe we'll do it for like 30 minutes. I'll try 2-3 games and I'll tell you what they look like. And if I'm getting a headache, and then that's it. Then we'll do other stuff. We'll go to Nintendo Switch Online. We'll see all the games that are on there because I've never really explored the catalog. I've never had the premium edition. We'll see all these games. We'll select games that maybe we're interested. We'll test them. We'll boot games and play them for a bit and see how they run on there. Here's what I'm very interested in checking out. Last year, or was it the year before? One of these years, my wife wanted to play the old Mario Kart. Not Mario Kart World, but the one that came before. So I gave her my old Switch, and she downloaded it and played it. She liked it. But then there was all the premium content available, right? And she said, well, how do I get access to all these new tracks? Well, you could either buy them outright, or you could do part of the Nintendo Switch Premium Online service, where you get them all, and you can play other games on there as well. So she opted to get a month of the premium online service. She got it, and she played all the tracks, which she wanted to do. But then she went to Nintendo Switch Online, and on there was Mario 64. And she was thrilled. She's like, I grew up playing Mario 64. I would love to play that game again. Let's go. She downloads it. She starts to play it. It runs like shit. On the Nintendo console, running the Nintendo-designed emulation of the Nintendo game, it runs like fucking shit. It was choppy as hell. The controls were delayed. She's like, I can't play this. It's giving me a fucking headache. The frame rate's so bad. I was like, yeah, I agreed. I was like, this is awful. How can Nintendo sell this as a service? So, here we are now. In 2026, Switch 2 is out. Okay. I want to see if these games are any good. Are they actually good on there? Can you actually get good quality? Can you play? Because some people are like, oh, would you play so-and-so, the GameCube game on this. I might, if it runs well. Let's see if Nintendo knows their ass from their elbow and can actually emulate their own games on their own current console and have it run well. It doesn't seem like they can, right? So first of all, someone to the $1.53 says, do you think Nintendo is short-sighted for not catering the Virtual Boy to streamers? No, not catering, but having it be full-featured. What Nintendo has erroneously assumed, again, if all this is true, I don't know. We haven't even booted the thing yet. We're going to find out for ourselves. This all could just be much ado about nothing, okay? But if Nintendo has made a new feature that is only for the handheld mode, they have literally isolated an insanely large part of their audience. Not everyone plays the Switch 2 handheld. But a lot of people play it docked. Like, if it's a family console, who picks it up and carries it around the fucking house? No, you have it plugged in, and you turn it on your TV, and your whole family plays it. So you're telling me now no one can check out Virtual Boy? Even if you're a Nintendo Online Premium subscriber all the time, this is just something that's not for you unless you're going to pick up the thing and hold it. Well, you're an idiot. Like, really, that's idiotic. It's not just a handheld. It never was designed to just be a handheld. It's supposed to be a hybrid. Therefore, all the shit on there should work in both settings. Period. No justification, rationalization. There is none. It's either it fucking works for everyone or it works for no one. Not it works for some people. Okay? Also, this person says, when will we get DSP tries at Olive Garden? I would like to hear your opinion on Americanized Italian. Would you like? Here's my opinion on Americanized Italian. It fucking sucks. It's terrible. My wife and I went to Olive Garden once ever. All right? Once. Many years ago. It was terrible. The pasta was bland, oily, disgusting. Okay? Here's what was good at Olive Garden. The soup was okay, and you know they don't make it there. It's pre-made in a factory in mass batches, and they just warm it up. The soup was okay. The breadsticks were okay. That was it. That was all we liked. The main course that came out was disgusting. We hated it. And we never went back. After that, we were like, oh, we're never going back here. So that's why I haven't done Olive Garden. I'm not too keen on the idea of delivery pasta. I don't think that delivery pasta would be very good, quite frank. Especially since, it's already bad, and now you're going to deliver it. It's probably going to be like mush, right? So, there you go. I got a $2 tip. Someone asking me, would I have Nick Fuentes on the show? Sure, why not? I'm totally in that wheelhouse of content, right? We all know that I'm basically just a bootleg groiper. Everyone knows this, right? Totally up my alley of content, what we do here every day. Sure, yes. In fact, you know what? Nick Fuentes will be on the show this week. I'll get him on. Don't worry. All right, guys. So anyway, a lot more people are here now. When I started, we had 50 viewers. Now we're over 200. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the morning show. We are just chilling for a little bit before we actually start with the retro coverage today. It's going to go down like this. First, we're going to check out the Virtual Boy. We're going to look at it again. We're going to mess with it where I'm going to actually use the Switch to play a couple of Virtual Boy games on there. Then we're going to fully explore the Nintendo Switch Online Premium experience, seeing what games are available and testing certain ones to see how they run. What we're trying to do is find games that you guys actually want to see me play during the upcoming Retro Marathon or Retrothon that I'm going to do on March 6th. So that should be pretty fun, okay? The Real Irish just did a $5 super chat and says, I like your hair dye. Me too. Real Irish, you want to know what the best part about my hair dye is? It's completely free because it's natural. It's actually the dye that my body produces to make the hair that color. It's nothing artificial, no chemicals, nothing harsh or abrasive, completely safe because it's out of my own scalp. Pretty amazing, right? Thank you so much for the super chat. Jim Jam says, did you get a super thanks this morning for the Hellmar finale? I have not checked the video comments. But I will look at it later, Jim Jam, and thank you. If you left a super thanks on a video, I very much appreciate that. I usually check video comments at around midday or at night. I don't really have time to do it in the morning. Can I show you what the Virtual Boy HDMI looks like? I'll show you. I'll show you all the ports on the Virtual Boy. Don't worry. We're going to thoroughly explore this device today. I promise you. King Michael, good morning. Good to see you. Alex, how you doing? Good to see you. Someone whose name actually I feel is offensive because they're saying toxic things, but then they're using the name Jesus in the chat, says, you lie about everything. Why would we believe you? Well, see, that's the thing. If you think that I lie about everything, why would you ever ask me a question, right? Why would you even be here? There's no point. So, I mean, who's the real loser here? Bonos Tecmo says, if you want to stream Virtual Boy, you can play it in a browser on the Emulator Gamer site. I'm testing it now. Emulator Gamer, is that real? There is no Emulator Gator. There's Emulator Games. Download game ROMs. Free retro classic games. We got Wario. There it is. So, Virtual Boy Wario Land, 1995. It looks like it does work. It does work. I just have to figure out the controls, but it actually does work. Okay, thank you. That was a good suggestion. Who was that? Who gave that suggestion? Because that was great. Bonos Tecmo. Here we go. Nice. It's working. Right now, I'm not even... You want to see it? Here, let me show you guys. Look. It's Wario Land on Virtual Boy. It's working right now. So I can actually test it in the Virtual Boy itself, and then I can actually play it a little bit on stream this way. So everyone, 2 thumbs up. Everyone now, Bonos Tecmo, 2 thumbs up. We'll actually play the real Virtual Boy today like this. Sweet. Alrighty then. Now we can do it. All right, let me get out of here because that noise is, or the soundtrack's annoying. Okay, cool. Very nice. Well, there you go. I'll be able to do the version in person with 3D effect to give me a headache, and then I'll play it on there. There you go. Nicely done. Oh, what happened? Why'd we ban this guy? He sent me more money. Hold on, let me take a look at it. It says message deleted, but he's not banned. Just his message was deleted. What does the message say? Damn it. Oh, here we go. Real Irish did another $5 super chat. Says you lie about everything. There you go. Thanks for $5. For the record, we don't have to remove messages like that. We can keep them because these people keep paying me, so that's cool. Please keep paying me. I mean, I'm not ever gonna complain about that. You can say dumb shit and pay me for it as much as you want. Thank you to Secret Rain for a $5 super chat. Yes, I see that. I guess he says he sent me an email. I'll check that out later. Thank you for that, Secret Rain. That's right. Everything I say is a lie anyway. So it doesn't matter. Every single word ever out of my mouth since I was born was a lie. I was born, and they patted me on the back. I started breathing. I said, goo goo gaga. And they said, you liar! And my nose said, boo. Very nice. No. Darkside Hannah Claire in the Kick Chat says, the difference in intelligence between Phil and his viewers is huge. Wrong. The difference in intelligence between myself and my haters is huge. Do you understand? There's a difference. My viewers, my actual people who are here to enjoy my content and chill and engage and have a good time, they're actually quite intelligent because they can see past the nonsense that all these morons on the internet say and perpetrate. But the actual average hater is actually a fucking dunce. They can't tie their own shoes. They probably have Velcro shoes just so they can keep them on their feet. You know what I mean? Like their mom probably puts their diaper on in the morning. This is the level of person that doesn't like Darkside Phil. There you go. Another $2 super chat from the Real Irish. Perfect. Thank you so much. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is the final day of the week. I know that sounds bizarre. For Kick, meaning anyone who contributes today on Kick helps a lot because basically today is the last day that counts for this week on Kick. So if you're watching on Kick today and you want to support with a sub or some kicks, thank you in advance. Anyone who's watching on Kick today, you're helping me out a lot, and I appreciate you guys hanging out on my streams, chilling, engaging, and supporting in the ways that you do. So thanks to the Kick audience today. Okay? Appreciate that. As I said that, your future stepdad gifted a sub, but it glitched because the villain... That's weird. Here, I'll do it again. Hold on. No, dude, a bunch just happened that screwed up. Okay, here's what happened. First, the villain re-upped their membership, for 10 months. Okay. And it said, see, this screwed up too. So the villain re-upped their membership for 10 months and said, as a super supporter level for the record, and said, this is the Big 10. So thank you to the villain for your ongoing support on YouTube. Okay. Then your future stepdad gifted a sub, and that's our first sub of the day. So let's get that on the leaderboard. Then Virtual Boy defeats DSP, also gifted a sub on Kick. Okay. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Then Cypress TV became a member on YouTube. And that's a legit new membership. So that counts as well towards today. So what happened was all of that happened at once, and all the pop-ups got all screwed up because of it. So now I think they're all playing properly. Yeah, that's what happens is if a bunch of like memberships and subs all happen at once, all the animations like interrupt each other, and then there's like a fight, and then some of them don't play. So I think we're good now. Oh, Virtual Boy defeats DSP has gifted a second sub. There you go. By the way, is that Boomarm defeats DSP? Did he change his name? I think it is. And if it is, that's cool because that meme is kind of old. But now we have a new one. Thank you for the gifted. Is that you, Boomarm defeats DSP? He says, yes, it is him. Okay, cool. And again, that kind of stuff I have no problem with. Tease me. Laugh and say, haha, Nintendo screwed Phil. I don't care. That's fine. You know, that's not offensive to me. That's a joke to be laughed at and we can all enjoy and you can make fun of me. I don't care. All right. Do you see? I wish more people enjoy or understood that difference. I wish more people understood that if you want to tease Phil for something that happened on stream for real, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to tease me because my wife yelled at me and told me that I'm insanely loud at night and got mad at me. You could do that. You want to joke because you say, ha ha, he wasted money on Virtual Boy. That's fine. That's different than actually like offensive shit about my family and things that are made up and things that are meant to try to ruin my life. Do you see the difference? That's okay. I'm okay at laughing at myself for things that really happened. There's a big difference. There you go. Cypress TV with a $10 super chat says, you're a liar, Phil. Here's $10 and a membership, and it really sticks it to you. There you go. Indeed. Man, you know what really sticks it to me? When Dr. Nexus, or whatever his new name is, because he always has a different name, when he comes by and to felt me, he drops $220 in subs on Kick. Man, it really gets my goat when he does that. I can't get over it. I just hope he never does that ever again because it's very offensive. Yes, man. What is his name now? Because he has like another name. He has like 10 names. He always changes. Anyway. Let's see here. AJ Curtis says people don't know where the line is. No, it's that some people... So here's the thing. Some people get the joke. Some people don't. Like some people say, it's funny to make fun of Phil. I agree. I think it's funny to make fun of me. I make fun of myself too. I don't take myself ultra seriously anymore. I did in the past. Now I laugh along with everyone else at the mistakes I make and the stupid shit that I say and do. Right? It's a joke. It's meant to be laughed at. That's all part of the fun experience of being an online creator. Right? So make fun of me for things that are real. Laugh at my mannerisms, my jokes, my snorting, the stupid things I say and do. That's all fine. Make fun of me for it. But don't take it to the extreme to the point where you're trying to literally ruin my life. You're saying things that literally are not true. You're making shit up. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Trust me, I have enough shortcomings that everyone out there can actually be truthful about me and still have more than enough content and more than enough jokes. That's true. The fact that people have to go the extra mile to lie and stretch the truth and make shit up is pathetic. There's enough about Darkside Phil as a flawed individual. You shouldn't have to lie. I don't know why you do, because it just shows that you're a weak individual who has no talent and can't really do anything but just make shit up. There's only 7 games on Virtual Boy today, so I don't know how many of those I'll play. Maybe they're all available on this site. We'll find out. Like, we'll see. We'll look for the games here. Like, is Mario Clash on here? Let's see. Games. Excuse me. Yeah, Mario Clash is on there. So if all the games are on that site, I can try them in 3D, get a headache, and then play them for real on the website, I guess. Did I fix my internet? Yeah, you know what? Weirdly enough, I haven't had any real internet problems since the day of the marathon. I don't know what caused it. It was just noise in the line. It had nothing to do with me. But the day of my marathon, we were having issues with the internet. Now that seems to be fixed. So, yeah, we shouldn't have any issues. I haven't had issues in like a week and a half. Parasolo says, can we get uncensored Phil from 2008 back? Those days were glorious when you weren't worried about being canceled. I'm still not worried about being canceled. You notice how much I say the word retard or retarded? I can say it as much as I want. I'm not going to get canceled. Seriously, you have to understand something. I've been around for so long. Everyone has said every possible thing about me. There's nothing to get on me. There's no actual skeletons in this fucking closet. You understand? Unlike every other creator out there who's walking on eggshells afraid of shit, I don't have anything to hide. All my dirty laundry was aired out a long time ago. I can say and do whatever the fuck I want. It's just that I don't want to do this stuff. Like, I don't want to do political content. I don't want to talk about religion. I don't want to do that shit. I just want to hang out and talk about games. Like, that's my thing. So, I'm not walking on eggshells afraid of anything whatsoever. I don't know why people seem to get that impression when basically you hear me talking and doing things in a manner that you say, well, that's not how old Phil used to be. No, old Phil was actually an act. Do you get that? Old Phil used to love angry video game nerd. All right? And old Phil used to purposefully try to over-exaggerate emotions and commentary to try to fill a gap between what I was doing playing a video game. So, for example, if I'm playing Resident Evil and there's an extended part with no dialogue and just gameplay, I'm going to be talking constantly. So I'll make a comment about, the fact that we're in Africa fighting, the native tribes there. And people will be offended because I made a comment about that. And then I'll make a comment about Shava, a sexual comment, and people will be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. And I would just do that constantly. I was trying to appeal to an audience of teenagers on YouTube. Like, that was my goal. I want teenagers to watch me because that's where it's at. That's where I'll get the most views. That'll bring in the most ad revenue and support for my content. That was the old Phil. That changed a long time ago. I stopped caring about ad revenue a million years ago. I'm now an interactive streamer. So when you say new Phil, there's no new Phil. That's actual Phil. Like, this is the real me that's been there all along, but was acting a part back then to try to make money. You get it? Now, there were times that definitely the rage was real. When I was playing a fighting game and there was lag or whatever and I got pissed, yes, that rage was genuinely real. But in general, almost all the commentary that I did back in the day that today you would deem too risque and Phil has changed for the better so that he doesn't do that, but it's because he's afraid of getting canceled or whatever. It's not that I'm afraid of getting canceled. It's that that's stupid commentary. Do you get it? Like, I got tired of doing it. Filling every moment with me blabbing and flapping my lips saying something stupid to try to get people to say, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. It gets played out. People, rightly so, called me out around 2016 and said, dude, your content is awful. It's boring. It's the same shit you've been doing for like 7-8 years. You've got to change. So I did. I changed for the better. And for nearly 10 years, I've been putting out better content and I'm evolving and changing constantly to make better new stuff. But the internet won't acknowledge it because then the meme doesn't exist anymore. That DSP is the big lol cow, the quintessential lol cow who we all have to make fun of, right? Someone tipped $2 says, I like trying to get you to say strange and funny things sometimes. I think that some people have gone just way too far. Even June the King implied that in his documentary. Yeah, there's a difference between making fun of me for things that really happen, saying my gameplay sucks, saying that I say things in a weird way, I pronounce words in a weird way. Oh, look, I have a mannerism of this or that. I snort, which is true that I snort. Now I mute it. Like, I did it like 2 or 3 times today. I already muted it so you don't hear it. Okay? I'm trying to improve, right? But actual reality versus fantasy. Like, a lot of people just make shit up, horrible things, saying and doing horrible things that aren't true because they want to get the clickbait for that day. And that's not right. It's just not. Let's see. Secret Rain did a $5 super chat. He says, I say random super or button mashing for games that aren't even Street Fighter. When you get beat up in Hollow Knight, etc., it's just fun. Well, that's, again, right. That's my mannerism. That's something that I adopted from basically Street Fighter. Hold on. That's something that I adopted from the Street Fighter days. lingo from back then, and I just adopted it, and I say it, and people carry it over to other stuff too. But there you go. There's a mannerism that carries over that people find funny or entertaining or catchy, right? Real Irish with a $2 super chat talking about me drunk calling Wings at 2 a.m. No. He called me. You've got it all wrong. You've got it completely and utterly wrong. He was being trolled by his co-op partners. I notified him of this, and then he called me. You got it backwards, bro. But thanks for $2. LG Gaming says, does the weird string of expletives derive from AVGN? I'm thinking of you saying sending a spoon so you can eat shit for this instance, or is that inspired by something else? To some extent, like, when I was in the Street Fighter community, I was always the big shit talker, okay? I was the guy who always was being offensive and talking nonsense to everyone in the community. Now, people knew that, but people who knew me in real life knew that it was all an act. It was just a facade. It was me trying to create interest and hype for events. Like, if DSP talked shit and then went to a tournament and there would be a hype match against the guy I talked shit about, that would hype up the tournament. People would actually want to go just to see that match, to either see me fail miserably and get my balls kicked in, or to actually see if I can put my money where my mouth is. People liked that about the old school Smash Mouth Street Fighter stuff, okay? Then when I became a YouTuber, I was a fan of like AVGN, and what I tried to do was take that old kind of, oh, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the Street Fighter community attitude, combine it with the over-the-top offensive commentary of what AVGN would do, and become a live commentator on gameplay by combining the two. Does that make sense? So, yeah, some of my mannerisms, I would say, come from the old days like that, but very few. Like, how often do I say stuff like, I'm going to send you a spoon so you can eat, my duty? Not very often, right? Okay. Exactly. I was playing a heel. Absolutely correct. That's exactly what I was doing in the community back then. Someone just tipped $5. Oh, hold on. Secret Rain did a $2 super chat. He says, it's all for fun. I've been watching since Heavy Rain. Thank you to Secret Rain. Okay. Then I got a $5 tip. Let's play our first tip animation of the day. We finally have a tip big enough for an animation. Ready? Once this goes away. There we go. This person says, people are definitely nostalgic for your older version of your persona. You don't have to be overly offensive, but let yourself loose a bit and let the rage out, even if it's an act. It's fun, like calling the game stupid. You do understand, I do that from time to time, but then people just, oh, it's because Phil, he blames the game and he won't take credit for his shortcomings and shit like that. It's common. That's a common thing. Someone tipped a buck and says a documentary on your detractors, how sick and depraved they are, how much they lie, etc., would definitely be good for you. Yeah, but no one's going to do that. Because here's the thing, at least in my opinion, what is it that gets the views? What is it that gets the attention and the popularity on YouTube, right? Is it saying, oh, someone actually is good? Here's the good things they've done. Here's the truth about them exposed, showing that they're not the bad person that everyone thinks they are. No, that doesn't get any views or attention at all. Zero. You don't know what gets views and attention on YouTube? Drama, hate, exposing someone for being a scammer, exposing someone for lies and cheating and stealing and debaucherous, acts and horrible things. You know what I mean? The downfall is what gets the views and attention on YouTube, not the redemption. Sorry, that's just the truth. The redemption arcs don't do well. It's the actual downfalls that do well. You see? So if someone were to actually do an in-depth documentary about some of these crazy obsessed people that have latched onto me and make this content and do horrible things, would it actually be eye-opening? Yes. Would it maybe, in the eyes of some, show them what kind of shit someone like me goes through on a daily basis and make them realize that I'm not actually the horrible person that a lot of these people portray me as? Yes. Would it do well on YouTube? No. So no one's going to make it, right? If someone's going to do all this time and effort and research right? To actually get all the information together for that kind of a documentary. And they're going to put painstaking work into it, right? Because that's going to take some detective work to figure out who are these fucking weirdos who make this content, right? How do they think they can get away with it? Can you imagine trying to figure out who Raw Phil is? The guy who literally raw rebroadcasts and steals my content daily. He outright knows what he's doing is illegal. He knows there's no legal justification for doing it. He just thinks he can get away with it forever. Seriously. Like, there's no way that he can actually think what he's doing is okay and protected by the law, but he just thinks I'm never going to go after him. So can you imagine what kind of a cracked guy that is? So, yeah, I mean, but how are you going to do all that research to find these people, put that together, right? But where's the value in it if you don't get anything out of it? What's that going to get? 20,000 views on YouTube and make you $20, $40, right? As opposed to the downfall of Darkseid Phil, the eternal fall, bringing in the big views. And in reality, June the King got screwed because his video got claimed by WWE. He lost ridiculous amounts of revenue on my documentary. Originally, my documentary, I believe, had like 400,000 views, and it was climbing in views, and he had to pull it because WWE wouldn't remove the copyright claim on it. So then he had to re-upload it, and it screwed him over completely. But he would have made bank, right? He would have made big bank on that video if that didn't happen. Because it's negative, because it's toxic. Yeah, because it's, you know, it's not covering the truth of, gee, yeah, maybe Phil's not the best person on the planet, but at the same time, the people who literally, you know, do their best to defame him every day are probably worse. In fact, I can tell you right now, they are worse. The things that they've said and do just for personal gain, and the fact that they don't care who it hurts or what happens, they cultivate a toxic community of lies and hate so they can get paid. I don't do that at all. So they are worse than me, but they are lauded as like heroes while I'm supposedly the villain. Does that make any sense? Of course not. But if you have a video exposing them, no one will care. Sell Me a Waffle, two months as a member, says, consider I Want to Be the Guy. Oh, I know all about that. That's actually a pretty old game. I've seen that and played that before, I think. Didn't I play that ages ago? I'm pretty sure I did. Basically, that then became like Super Meat Boy, right? Like I Want to Be the Guy was like the original game like that, and then it became like Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. Anyway, I think that's enough talking about that crap, right? You get tired of talking about the same shit, and then people are like, why is he talking about that? And I agree. Like, I get tired about, you know, bringing that shit up all the time. It's just boring. Well, no, that's right. LG Power Gaming says, I'm pretty sure the only way Doc on the Trolls would get made is if you funded it, and then people wouldn't trust it anyway. Again, because people aren't willing to take the chance, because if it's not about the individual downfall of an individual who at once was considered successful or prominent and then they lost it all, it doesn't make any attention on YouTube at all, right? Like the video about, what was that guy's name? Was it Completionist or something like that? Actually being a scammer who scammed people with this charity drive every year and never gave $1 to charity, right? That video will get you millions of views. If there was a video about, oh, by the way, years later, it was found out that none of that happened, no one would watch that video. Right? That's it. That's just how it works. And to make matters even worse, the original video would never be removed either. So many more people would always see the toxic negative video. No one would see the video that's the follow-up that says, oh, by the way, this was all redeemed or whatever. Right? Okay. What else you guys want to talk about? Because we're going to build up attendance even further. Now, we'll probably just hang out for a little bit more, and then we'll get into the retro stuff. Because I do want to do a lot of retro fun stuff today. Okay? You want to see the virtual boy? Let me get it. Well, actually, yeah, because you know what? Let me hook up the Switch to the capture device, get the Switch booted, okay, and download, like, I'll get the Nintendo Switch Online because I don't have it yet. Let me do that right now. Okay, so I have my Switch hooked up. I'm going to try to go to the online here, Nintendo Switch Online. I'm going to see how much it costs to upgrade this thing. I have no recollection of how much it actually costs to upgrade the membership. Let's see. Renew or change your membership. Let's see here. So, I want online plus expansion pack. $46 a year. $46.44 a year. And it even says I'll get a discount based on how much is left in my membership. And I think my membership lasts until April. And then there's an automatic renewal, so I'm going to have to remember to cancel by next year. Oh my God, it's the longest terms I've ever seen. Insanely long page of terms to fucking get this. I agree. Yes, you have to get the subscription to play Virtual Boy. You do. So now that I have that, I can now go to the store and I can get the Virtual Boy. I think. I don't know how to get the app. I gotta find it. How do I find the Virtual Boy on here? Search. Free download. There you go. So I got that going. I also need to get a bunch of stuff. Let's see. I need to get all the Nintendo stuff. So Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Isn't there a GameCube? There's a lot on here, right? To get that I have to download on here. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to read everything out. Don't worry. I see there's some contributions coming in. I'll read this out. Don't worry. So let's see. So let's do... If I just type in NES, probably, and then SNES. NES is not listed. What's the name of the app? What if I just type in Nintendo? Oh, come on. It doesn't come up when I search for Nintendo. That's too tough. All right. This is starting to piss me off already. Here it is. Here's Nintendo 64 Classic. Let's get that. Here's Game Boy Advance Classics. I don't even know what's on there. There might be some good Game Boy Advance games to check out. Let's see. Download. Hey, I can't even find the NES. I know there's GameCube too, right? So I guess there's your SNES, GameCube. I think there's Genesis too, right? There's the GameCube app. Let's get that. Let's see what's on all these. Okay. There we go. Look up classic, the word classic. Okay, let me try that. Nope, that didn't work. Classic doesn't work at all. You don't get the app. So I still need regular NES. I need Super Nintendo, and I need, I think you guys said Genesis is on here too. Nope, I searched Genesis, didn't come up. Oh, here it is. I found it. Such a hilariously bad system that they have. It's just such a bad system that they've set up. So, Nintendo didn't work and NES didn't work. So, how the fuck do I get this? How do I get the app to pop up? Let's do SNES. Nope. Didn't come up when I typed it in. SNES didn't come up. Okay, here it is. It's like 20 entries down. Got it. Unbelievable. Okay. We got that. We're still downloading. What else? So I got SNES. I still need NES. So I got Virtual Boy, N64, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo GameCube, Genesis, Super Nintendo. I need to get NES. And what, regular Game Boy? Probably those two. Go to your Nintendo Online tab. It'll show things to download. Okay, let's see. Ah, here we go. Nintendo Classics. Yeah, so we need Game Boy and I need NES. Let's get both of those. Oh, it's not working. It doesn't let you download the apps from there. It doesn't let you download the apps from there. Why not? All right, here's the NES app. I got it. That's downloading. And I'm going to get the Game Boy app. And then we'll be done. They're all downloading. It'll take a while, I think. Do they have original Pokemon on here? That'd be cool if they did, but I doubt they do. Original, like Pokemon Blue and shit. I bet they don't have it. Even though they own it, I bet they don't have it. I guarantee you they don't have it, actually. All right, it's downloading everything right now. Okay, good. So we got that going, thankfully. All right, shout-outs. So we have... Norexadev, who did a £2 super chat, says, "Screw the haters, you're awesome. W. Ricky Gervais." There you go. Indeed, I am Ricky Gervais. Thank you. Okay, so receipt, confirmation. Got to save all this, put it into My receipts. There we go. Ooh, what is this song? I like this one. Sounds like a Mega Man song almost. Only that has like rock music in it too. Right? Pretty good. All right. I got a $2 tip. Someone's talking about the tractor stuff, and here's the thing. I appreciate you telling me that, but I'm not going to talk about that on stream, okay? I appreciate you telling me that. I don't know any of that because I follow none of it whatsoever. But I'm not surprised to hear that. Basically, someone's just getting me caught up with some information about how horrible people are. Makes sense. Thank you for the $2. I'm just not going to give that attention on stream. I hope you understand why. Okay, thank you. Okay. Very good. All right, all these apps are downloading very slowly. Seriously. So far, it's only downloaded Virtual Boy, N64, and Game Boy Advance. It's currently working on GameCube. Then it's got to do Genesis, SNES, NES, and Game Boy. So we got a lot of work to do here. No, I'm not getting WWE again this year. I haven't gotten it in many years. I have no interest in WWE or its games. Not getting that this year, no. Ever think of growing my mustache or goatee a little longer? Not really. I talked to my wife about it, and I said, would you like me to grow this out? Would you like me to actually grow a full beard? Or would you like me to shave this and only have the mustache? Or, and basically her answer was very simple. I just like how you are now. Like, I like it. You don't have to change anything. I like how it is. So, my wife is the person who gets to choose, and she likes how it is, so it stays how it is. Period. Mildcat says you may be disappointed in some of these libraries. We'll see. We'll look at them today, okay? And we'll see what's actually on there. That's the purpose of this afternoon stream, is to explore retro content, okay? And see what's on there. So, what we'll do is we'll mess with the Virtual Boy. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Yep. You cannot play the Virtual Boy when docked. It says to play Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics, remove the console from the dock. So there is no way to play Virtual Boy when the console is on the dock. Nintendo has blocked you. They are complete, utter fucking idiots. There is no other explanation. There's no justification. There's no rationalization. They are fucking morons who don't understand their customer base and don't give a shit. They want you to pay more money for something, get no value out of it, and laugh. That's idiocy. Sorry, there's no way you can say, that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. You should be able to play it on here as a regular game and also in the handheld version with the 3D effect. Not only with the 3D effect only and never another way. That's actually fucking retarded. So, fuck them. So what we will do is we will put the Virtual Boy here, and I'll play maybe 2 or 3 games quickly. I'll describe what I'm seeing in the game and tell you if I'm getting eye strain and stuff like that. So you'll still have stuff to look at. You'll be staring at me with this thing looking like I'm taking an eye exam or something. All right. Then we will check out the rest of these libraries and see if there's any good games there. Maybe test some and see how they run, because I'm curious. Again, Mario 64 ran like dog shit on Switch 1. How does it run on Switch 2? I want to know. Okay? And then, if you would like, the end of the stream, if you want to actually see me try some of the Virtual Boy games for real, I'll have to unhook the Switch, go back to the PC, and then we'll actually emulate them on that website. Okay? So I could play Virtual Boy. It just means that I have to play off the website. Okay? But the whole idea is that we're doing retro content today, and I definitely want to see what is available with this premium membership that I just paid for. And see if there's any games on here, N64, GameCube, Genesis, that you guys would like to see me play or try during the Retrothon that I'm going to be doing on March 6th. Exactly. LG Power Gaming says, this is just why people turn to the high seas. You paid money for an inferior limited experience. Congratulations on your purchase. And they don't care. Nintendo doesn't care, because again, I've said this time and time again. Nintendo doesn't care and won't improve because no one takes them to task for it. If people saw that this Virtual Boy thing today was a scam, and called it out as a scam and said, this is the biggest joke ever. And then it was front page news on every gaming website. Nintendo scams consumers. Virtual Boy is a scam. Don't pay for it. Then Nintendo would change. But what'll happen is no one will talk about it. You won't hear about it. It's as if it never existed. People will buy it and waste their money and get scammed. And then Nintendo will move on to the next scam. That's how they are. That's literally how they operate. And people keep paying them to be scammed. You know, I just don't get it. WarioWare, whoa, what is this song? WarioWare micro games on the GBA library would be awesome. That's cool. I've played WarioWare games before, but I only played them on the DS. Yep, with the touchscreen and everything. That was fun. They were fun on there. I've already explained, I'm not answering any idiot in the Kick Chat because I've already explained this a million times, and if you're too dense to understand it, then fuck you. I can't help you to be smart. I'm not here to educate you. Your parents should have done that, or maybe school. I'm not here to be your dad and tell you how to be smart, so I'm just going to ignore your nonsense. No, I've not been saying I'm going to play a game for an hour and 20 minutes now. I said this is the morning show where we chill, we build up attendance, we have a good time, and then we're going to jump into games when I'm ready. In fact, I might even just go on a break first. Depends. I got to see. I don't know if I'm going to go on my break earlier or later. We'll find out. Would you like to start covering games, guys? Are we good? Because we were talking about a lot of different topics and things. But if we're good now, then maybe we'll start with the retro games coverage. I'll split the part here. We'll start with the first intro video. We'll take a look at the Virtual Boy. We'll see the app. You know what I mean? We'll mess around a little bit. Is that what you want to do? Yeah? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching the DSP Morning Show. If you did, on demand, I appreciate you still watching this every day. If you were here live, thanks for chilling. Thanks for the early support, by the way. That's much appreciated. And let's get going with a nice retro afternoon, shall we? Okay. Let's go. For the record, tomorrow we're going to do a podcast. Now, what will we talk about in said podcast? Likely we're going to talk about my experience with Nintendo this afternoon and other things. So I hope you'll come back tomorrow for a Level 1 podcast. The next morning show will be Thursday. Thanks, everybody. See you then.